Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of RogueSpirit Reviews. I am Joe Chohan, and this review was written and expressed by your favorite video game reviewer of all time. What? April Fool's is over? Shit, I'm late. My psychiatrist is right, I gotta stop living 1 month behind the rest of the world. Damn COVID, I blame you. But on the brighter side, time alone gives us time to experience and play some wonderful games, like NieR Replicant version 4.7.858, whatever. It's too complicated it's way too complicated. Anyways, I'm glad to have experienced this classic, and today I'm going to be reviewing it for gamers who are thinking to themselves, what the hell is NieR Replicant version 100, 428 something? Look, I failed math class, okay? Is that all you wanted to hear? I have minor autism. Why else do you guys think I play video games all day just to review them? For money? No. Well, maybe. Anyways, time to review this game. Let's start with the premise of the story, shall we?
Talk to me.
Basically, to sum up the story without confusing or complicating things, the basic premise is this. There is a protagonist that you get to name, and he has a sister who has been infected with some sort of disease, and it is your task to complete a bunch of fetch quests and fight some bosses in hope of helping the main protagonist find a cure for his ill sister. On a serious note, the game's plot does indeed become very intense, and there are some eye-openers, which I won't spoil. The game does start off slow, as the game has you doing a lot of fetch quests in order to progress the story, but once it picks up, and you will most definitely become invested and hooked on the characters.
Yet.
Don't speak to your grandma like...
You're going to stop talking now. And then I'm going to slowly walk over to you, cram my hand inside your goddamn bitch-ass chest, and pull out your fucking heart!
Despite the game's flaws, I've kind of been stuck in the past with the whole fetch quest thing, which were in most games from back in the day. That was sort of a thing. So yeah, also there are multiple endings, so one playthrough won't be enough to experience the full story, which is told in all of its endings. You will meet interesting characters along the way, such as Kanye and the Grimoire Weiss. Love his English voice actor, by the way, and is basically a book which helps you out in combat as well. Also, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing things or names. Sometimes I think I'm drunk or hammered. It's not true, but yeah. Moving on to the gameplay. The gameplay will feel very at home for players who have played and mastered any other slash and hack game, mixed in with a bit of RPG elements. You have your typical stuff like normal and hard attacks, jumping and then attacking in the air to pull off some cool combos, dodge rolling out of harm, or blocking if you think the enemy's attack will land. The biggest thing about the gameplay, however, is Grimoire Weiss himself, a book with magical powers which you can use against enemies, such as holding the R1 button to attack with unlimited energy balls and the L1 button for a stronger magical attack. In the main pause menu, if you select Grimoire Weiss, you attach specific words which are gained from defeating enemies and such. Basically, these so-called magical words can give your character a small boost in stats, such as higher attack percentage, less cost of using your MP, which stands for magic points. I always just used and selected the best words option. It works kind of like an optimize option, so you can equip the best equipment that you have in your inventory like most other JRPGs. Speaking of JRPGs, this game is kinda like one, except not turn-based. It's more action, hack and slash, so battles will always be flashy, depending on what moves and combos you can come up with, and you also gain levels as well. Another thing about the gameplay is the amount of weapons that you will have at your disposal, which you can just select by pressing down on the D-pad for quick access, and you can also power up your weapons and level them up as well. You can also press up on the D-pad when low on health to use healing items that will help you in your time of need, such as medicinal herbs, recovery potions, and debuff status effects for enemies such as strength drop, which can lower an enemy's attack power, plus additional debuff status effects. You will also gain new magical abilities for Grimoire Weiss, as well as new powerful magic attacks. but they will drain your MP bar faster, but it is worth it as MP regenerates. Slowly over time, that is. Let's talk about the boss fights now, because they are pretty entertaining to go up against and take down. Some will have you attacking more physically and dodging and parrying. Others you will have to keep a distance from and aim and shoot them with magic from afar to slowly deplete their health and finish the job. The boss fights were good, they kept me entertained and invested throughout, which is good. Now let's talk about the presentation and sound. While exploring and fighting off shadow things which belong in creepypasta stories, just kidding, you will explore some wonderful areas accompanied with an amazing soundtrack, which is fantastic. I can't even explain how awesome the soundtrack is in this game. It's wonderful and really immerses you into the world and gameplay. It also has that Kingdom Hearts kind of vibe to it, where you're just exploring some area and the music's all calm and soothing, but then an enemy appears and the music picks up and goes into a battle themed version of that track. Which Final Fantasy VII Remake implemented as well. Yeah, the soundtrack is fantastic stuff, very well done. If the soundtrack doesn't make you want to keep playing this game, then I don't know what to say to you. You need to take a vacation and go for a walk and reflect on your life or something. Take it easy, man. Enjoy. Breathe in this game's music. Inhale. Exhale. Yes. Oh shit, sorry, I fell asleep. Back to the review. Another thing I have to mention about exploring the environments is that sometimes the viewpoint can change to a different perspective and will include some fascinating moments, which in my opinion keeps the gameplay fresh and gives it its own personality in its own way. Some of these parts in the game can change the gameplay to an arcade bullet shooter style game as well, where you have to use the right analog stick to aim and press the L1 button to shoot. These can become pretty tricky if you are not observant and take extra damage. Now let's go into the flaws. Now there's a couple flaws which I can see that impatient gamers won't appreciate, such as being forced to complete certain fetch quests, which basically just feels like a go there, then go here, then back to a finish moment, which I understand is a mechanic which should stay in the past unless the developers can add interesting story pieces in between or character moments that add some interesting rewards or gameplay moments to keep the player interested without yawning or putting the game down.
I am a brilliant book of unspeakable value, not some dog-eared travel guide.
But trust me, stick with it and things will get better. Another gripe I have with this game is that the open areas which you can explore feels very barren, and sure, you can hunt animals, collect loot and all that, and get into some mini boss fights with huger, tougher enemies. The developers have made it clear that this game wasn't supposed to be a remaster or remake, but rather an update of sorts, so I can understand why the devs decided to stay true to the original in a sense. The graphics look good and is a massive upgrade from its original version. Character animations when running and battling feel smooth and nice. The environments can look a bit bland, but there are some pretty fascinating moments like the desert sandstorm, which does make you feel like you are exploring a desert in the desert area. Overall, despite these flaws, I honestly recommend both action hack and slashers and RPG gamers, basically any gamer, this game, as it is fascinating in its own ways. With a superb storyline and tight gameplay moments which keep you on your toes, and with an awesome soundtrack to keep you company as you travel and complete story missions in your roughly 17 to 20 or plus hours on your first playthrough. Also, there are multiple endings that you can get as well, so that's definitely going to increase your playtime. But yeah, I can say that NieR Replicant is very well worth the investment, and if you missed it your first time through, and even to fans of the original, I can honestly recommend this game. I am giving this game an 8 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching another episode. It's been my pleasure. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell notification button to see more video game reviews from this channel. Be sure to comment in the comment section and let me know what you thought about NieR Replicant. Let me know, and See you guys on the next episode of RogueSpirit Reviews, where I will be reviewing Resident Evil 8. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Stay safe out there. Cheers.
I need more power. I need to protect Yona.